Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Mulvihill here. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We're going to tackle some more of this stuff today, and specifically how we can write the domain and range in different ways. So if we look at this graph here, if we fill out this table again, the smallest x-coordinate is going to be -3. The largest x-coordinate, to the furthest to the right, is going to be 2. The furthest down point that I see is this one, and that has a y value of 1. And the furthest up point that I see is that one, and that has a y value of 7. So the domain, as we learned last time, is going to be hard bracket, -3 to 2. And the range is going to be 1 to 7. Now that's kind of a review from last time. What we are going to tackle today that's different is set builder notation and the English way of saying this. So let's start with set builder notation. Basically, we're saying that the x values are all of them between -3 and 2. So what we can do is just do -3 less than or equal to x less than or greater than or equal to 2. So x is between these two numbers. And that's precisely the numbers that you see right there. X is between it. You see how x is between those? That's kind of what it means. So in English, that's pretty much what you would say is all values between -3 and 2. All right, for the range, set builder notation, it's going to be all values between 1, x is greater than 1, but x is also less than 7. So x is, so keep it consistent, all values between -1 and 7. That's all the x value, or excuse me, sorry, range is y, so it's all y values between -1 and 7. All right, number 2. The smallest x-coordinate is going to be 0. And again, I would pause the video and just look at it real quick. The largest x-coordinate is going to be 8. The smallest point down is going to be 0, and the largest y point up is going to be 5. So for the domain, it's our x numbers here. We're going to have from 0 to 8. In set builder notation, that's going to be 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 8. English, it's all x values between 0 and 8. So again, basically, if you take all these x values between 0 and 8, our graph is only going to lie in this region between 0 and 8. The range is going to be from 0 to 5. In set builder notation, it's going to be 0 less than or equal to y, because we're talking about the range, less than or equal to 5. And then in English, it's going to be all y values between 0 and 5. All right, number 3. So again, I mean, all we're doing is doing set builder notation in English today. A couple tricky ones here. Smallest x-coordinate here, if you pause the video before I reveal the answer, is -8. And the largest x-coordinate, the rightmost, is 5. Smallest down is -10. Furthest up is 0. So the domain is going to be from -8 to 5, all those x values. -8, x, 5. So all x values between -8 and 5, and really should be -8 and 5, including those, inclusive, because those are firm points. Then we're going to have 0 to, furthest down is -10. You go smallest to largest, so -10 to 0. That was a bad hard bracket. Set builder notation, -10 less than or equal to y, less than or equal to 0. It's less than or equal to because, again, there are firm points right there. And then in English, it's all y values between -10 and 0, if if you look at your graph, negative 10 and 0, that's the only place we're seeing our graph is between the y values of negative 10 and 0. We're not up here. We're only between negative 10 and 0 for the y. And the final one, a little tricky here. Take a look at that one. The smallest x is 3. The greatest x is 8. And then these are both just 5. The furthest up and furthest down are the same. So the domain is going to be 3 to 8. And you get the idea. All x, yeah, blah, 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 between 3 and 8. Interval notation here, this trickier one, it's actually just going to be 5. And since it's 1, you can do the squiggly brackets as opposed to the hard brackets, because hard brackets symbolize all numbers in between. But since there's no numbers in between, it's just a squiggly bracket. This will just be y equals 5. And yeah, y equals 5. So that's all we got today. Let me know if you need any help. Rewatch the video if you need help, or ask me to do Google Meet. Besides that, have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care. Bye-bye.